All right, let's get right into it. Today, we are tackling the huge question that's on everyone's mind in the IT industry. Is automation a threat to your job, or is it maybe the biggest career upgrade you've ever had? Let's find out. So this is it, right? The question on everybody's mind in IT. It's that little bit of anxiety in the back of your head every time you hear about some new AI tool. And look, it's a totally valid fear. And this quote, man, it just hits the nail on the head. When the very things we do every day seem to be getting automated, it's really easy to feel like, you're being written out of the story. But is that what's really going on? Okay, so let's cut through all that noise. Let's move past the doom and gloom headlines and actually follow the data. Because the numbers, they tell a very different and frankly, a much more optimistic story. So this number, what are we looking at here? This is the projected value of the robotic process automation market. We call it RPA by 2030. Think of it as the software that handles all those repetitive, click this, copy that, digital chores. It's a massive, massive investment. But look, the number itself isn't even the most important part. It's the trajectory. We're jumping from around 2.7 billion in 2023 to nearly 20 billion in just a handful of years. Companies aren't throwing money at this to get rid of people. They're investing in powerful new tools. And who do you think they're going to need to build, manage, and, scale all those tools? That's right, it's us. And this just shows you the real story of our day-to-day work. So check this out. McKinsey did a study and found that almost half, 45%, of a developer's time is spent on stuff that could be automated. The goal isn't to get rid of the developer. The goal is to wipe out that 45% of drudgery so you can focus on the cool stuff, the complex, creative problems that, let's be honest, a machine just can't handle. Okay, so let's be real for a second. Some jobs will go away. The World Economic Forum is pretty clear about that. But, and this is the part the scary headlines always seem to leave out, they also predict 69 million new roles will be created. In the tech sector specifically, the growth is just explosive in areas like AI, cybersecurity, and data. So it's not an erasure, it's a massive evolution. Okay, so what does this evolution actually look like on the ground? We're not talking about some sci-fi future here. This is happening right now, today, to core IT jobs. Let's start with software developers. The old way was manually writing line after line of the same old code. The new role? It's all about architecture. You're not just banging out code anymore. You're an AI/ML developer integrating intelligent systems, or you're a prompt engineer who's basically teaching these giant AI models what to do, or you're the architect designing the whole ecosystem. And believe me, this isn't just a theory. LinkedIn data shows the demand for Gen AI skills just exploded, shooting up 135% in a single year. So yeah, the job is evolving, and it's also becoming way more valuable. And it is the exact same story for our friends in ops and sysadmin. The old days of manually tweaking servers one by one are over. Now it's about infrastructure as code. Your new role is cloud or DevOps engineer or a site reliability engineer. You're building the automated highways that keep the whole thing moving. And hey, the market is definitely rewarding this change. If you go out and get certified in DevOps or SRE, you could see your salary jump by up to 25%. That's a pretty clear signal from the industry about what they value, right? And what about help desk? Yep, that's transforming too. The old job of just resetting passwords and answering the same Tier 1 ticket for the 100th time, that's getting automated away. The new role is an IT automation analyst, the person who figures out what to automate next, or a platform engineer who builds self-service tools so people can solve their own problems. You go from being a reactive problem solver to a proactive system builder. Okay, so we've seen the data, we've seen how jobs are changing. That brings us to the big question. What's the plan? What do you actually need to do to get ahead of this, to really thrive? All right, think of this as your personal upgrade path, your roadmap. First up, get your hands dirty with generative AI and prompt engineering. Next, you got to embrace DevOps and infrastructure as code. Third, understand SecOps. That's making sure all this new automation is actually secure. Fourth, and this is a big one, double down on the creative, higher-level problem solving that bots just can't do. And finally, those power skills, communication, collaboration, they are more important than ever. And these aren't just nice-to-have skills on a resume. They have a huge, measurable impact. Getting good with Gen AI, that can make a developer 30% more efficient. 30%. Solid DevOps practices, that means deploying code 200 times more often. SecOps.market is growing 18% a year. And those soft power skills, turns out 78% of managers say they're absolutely essential now. So when you put all this together, what does it really mean? It means the very definition of being an IT professional is getting a rewrite. It's a total shift in where our value comes from. I really love this quote because it just nails it. Automation isn't this big, scary monster coming to destroy jobs. It's more like a filter. It just sifts out all the boring, repetitive parts of the job and forces all of us, to evolve. So here's the bottom line, the one thing you should really take away from all this. The future isn't about working less. It's about your work having way more impact. You're shifting from being a cog in the machine to being the one who designs and builds the machine. And that's a whole different ballgame. The work is more complex, more valuable, and usually a lot better paid. And that really leaves us with one last big question. This automated world, it's being built as we speak, right now. The only question left is, are you going to be a bystander watching it happen? Or are you going to be one of the architects who's actually building it? The choice, well, it's up to you.